Yo guys, welcome back. I'm currently in my room. I can make a video while my mom is away. She went shopping. She went shopping and she's also like gonna take a little bit of a walk before she gets back. But yeah, it's 12:21 p.m. and outside it's completely snowy, slippery. Yeah, be really careful guys if you're driving because it's really slippery. Always make sure to slow down earlier at like a stop sign or a red light or when you're making a turn because then your car will skid and it's very dangerous. There's my car outside. Yeah, I already worked today. I did like 2 deliveries. I'll do more, but I'm just gonna eat lunch first and relax for a bit. But yeah, it was kind of crazy driving in this weather. Very long flight back home. I mean, it took me like 6 hours to get to Vancouver. But I slept through the plane flight mostly, but didn't really have a good sleep. And then I was in Vancouver early morning, and then I had to get on another plane, fly back to Calgary. But it took like an hour to fly from Vancouver to Calgary. It's a pretty quick flight. But yeah, I'm exhausted being on airplanes and waiting for such a long time because I was literally in Hawaii just now. But yeah, and yeah, I might look different. I finally shaved my beard. And it's kind of crazy because I've had it for like 23 days or something like that, which is really crazy. Almost a month. Almost a month I had a beard. But yeah, I finally shaved it off this morning. I had to charge my electric shaver that I have. But yeah, I look much younger. And yeah, it feels good not having it now. But yeah, but I just wanted to make a video, guys, just basically saying that, like it really sucks traveling with your family. And I'm not trying to say anything bad about my family. Of course, I love my family. I do have good parents and everything. Yeah, we don't always get along, but they're good mostly. It was very generous of them to get me some nice birthday gifts because, it was my 25th birthday. So that they did get me some nice things, and I'm really appreciative of that. So yeah. Now the last big trip that I had was quite a while ago. It was around like August of 2024 when I went to Montana with my parents. Montana, Idaho, and Wyoming. And yeah, and that trip was like just like a road trip, and I was away for more than a week. And I'm pretty sure I even said back then that that was my last time traveling with them. I'm never traveling with them again. But I ended up traveling again with them, which kind of makes sense because going to Hawaii is like a pretty rare thing, right? I haven't been on an airplane since 2019 up to now. Like just now, I went on an airplane for the first time in like 6 years. So, and yeah, of course, I was excited to go to Hawaii. And don't get me wrong, I am very appreciative they took me with them, although I paid for my own flight. But yeah, but I don't know, just traveling with family kind of sucks. And the reason why is because, well, first of all, they just, it's kind of personal, but they just embarrassed me a lot throughout the trip. They did a lot of embarrassing things, for one. For two, is because, like, when you travel with your family, it really sucks that they always decide, like, their routines and their plans, and then you end up not being able to do what you wanted to do. Like, for example, like, my parents randomly wanted to go swimming in the ocean at like 7 or 8 a.m. And I love swimming in the ocean, but I would much rather have went during the day, not that early, because we didn't even have breakfast. And they're like, "Oh, well, too bad. We're gonna go to the ocean." And I ended up not having breakfast, and I ended up getting hungry. So it sucks because when you travel with family, they're the ones who decide their own plans, their own routines. Or like my dad would take us on a hiking trail for like 4 hours straight. I got really tired. We went like literally up a massive hill to see some waterfalls in Hawaii, and it was like 4 hours in total of walking. I got really exhausted. Or once they were like, "Oh, we're not gonna go to McDonald's. We'll just go another day," when I wanted to go that certain day. So that's why traveling alone is much better, because if you actually travel alone, you're the one who decides for yourself. You know, you can choose where you want to eat, where you want to go. Because sometimes, yeah, I like going hiking. It's just that I wanted to also relax, go swimming in the pool, just watch TV, maybe eat something. And I couldn't because my dad constantly had a lot of plans, like where he wanted to go, this and that. So, yeah, and it was kind of annoying, honestly. And yeah, and then I don't know, and then my mom was kind of like annoying too because I was swimming, and while I was swimming, she was like, I don't know, this is really random. She saw some guy, right, with a girl, and I don't even know who the girl is. It could be, maybe it's his girlfriend, maybe it's just a sister, maybe it's just a good friend. But she's like, "Oh, look, he has a girlfriend, but you're single. Why aren't you with anyone?" Like, she literally said that, and that was so embarrassing. First of all, why does that even matter, for one? Like, who cares if you're single or not single? That's up to you. That's just a personal choice, right? Or thing. And for two is that, like, why does it matter? Why compare me with other people, right? She might not even be his girlfriend. She could just be a friend or a sibling. But yeah, that was just stupid. And another thing too is that my parents would see other people traveling, right? People maybe like in their 20s, and they're like, "Oh, look, those people are traveling either by themselves or with a friend. You're traveling with your parents. You should be like them." It's shit like that. And it's not the first time they've said that. But yeah, so it's just kind of annoying. I don't know. I don't want to travel with them again. Not because I hate them. I don't hate them, but just, I don't know. It just sucks because when you travel with them, it's just sometimes embarrassing. And then I have a younger sister, and we usually get along, but sometimes she likes to fight with me, and she was just like kind of annoying me throughout the trip, like randomly making fun of me. I don't know. So it's just kind of stupid. So, and I'm not really the type of guy who really likes traveling a lot. I like to travel sometimes, but not like, I don't want to be that type of person who always travels places. I want to be home a lot, I don't really, yeah, once in a while it's fine to travel, but yeah, I don't know, but, and I just, probably next time if I do decide to travel, I'd rather just travel alone. I don't really know if I want to go places with my parents. If it's like for a few days, like, because we might be going on like a trip to some hotel in the mountains soon. I don't know when, within a month maybe. And that's probably fine if it's just for like 2 nights. I guess I'll go with them. But I don't know. But just in general, going on vacations with family kind of sucks. I would have just went alone, either completely by myself, or maybe with a friend. Or I don't know. But yeah, but I probably wouldn't fly to Hawaii on my own. I like Hawaii, but it's not really like a destination that I was thinking of going to. I don't know. For me, like, I'd rather just go to Mexico maybe, or maybe Guatemala, or I don't know, maybe Cuba or wherever. But yeah, I don't know. Not that I don't want to go to Hawaii. It is a lovely place. I love it there, but it just wasn't really on my mind. And I'm sure flights to like Mexico are much cheaper, or like Guatemala, but and the flight is not as long too. It's usually just a direct flight, and you don't have to really, you know, take multiple stops. Or and yeah, because flying to Hawaii really took a while, like 6 or 7 hours for me. But flying to Mexico, well, it depends where in Mexico, but if you're like by the Pacific area, then it's not that long of a flight, like maybe 4.5 hours. That's not that bad. But yeah, I mean, when I flew to Hawaii, it was basically like a direct flight, which is good, but it was like 7 hours. I got really tired. It was a really long flight. Flying back was also pretty difficult. I had to stay in the airport for like in Hawaii for like a couple of hours, and then I got on a plane. Luckily, I slept through the plane flight, but I didn't really sleep that well though. I hate sleeping on airplanes. And then I landed in Vancouver early morning, had to stay at the airport for like 3 hours. At least I had breakfast at Tim Hortons, so that was pretty nice. And then I had to get on another flight, and then probably arrived to Calgary at like 12 p.m. And then I got an Uber, and the Uber took me home from the airport. But yeah, but Hawaii was amazing though. I loved it there. I went swimming in the ocean every day. I also had a swimming pool in my apartment. I always went there. What else did I do? Yeah, there was a store nearby. I went to McDonald's twice when I was there. I did a lot of snorkeling, like I was swimming in the water. I even saw a snake underwater, which was really cool when I was doing some snorkeling. And what else did I see? Fish, starfishes. I did see sea urchins, and I had a bad incident when I was in Hawaii. When I was swimming, I accidentally, with my finger, touched a sea urchin, and the spikes got stuck in my finger. I pulled it out, my finger was bleeding, and it was stuck inside my finger. My finger turned blue, but then I had to use these, like, needles. Well, my mom helped me, and she, like, took them out, which was nice of her, but yeah, so I don't get an infection. And yeah, she kept using like needles. She kind of like took it out, but yeah. So thanks for watching, guys. I'll make more videos, and yeah, I'm gonna have lunch. Maybe I'll make coffee. I haven't had coffee in like 11 days already, and I have to charge my phone because if a new order appears, just so my battery is charged. But yeah, thanks for watching, guys. Take care.